Manchester United are about to undergo one of the biggest tests they've ever needed to face in this Premier League season. Now, you may look at the opposition and say this is a guaranteed win, but with the form that West Ham are in, and the form that we're in, and the absolute stakes that both teams must go through in order to win, it's an all-time high for both teams. Who's going to come out on top? Let's find out in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a Manchester United versus West Ham United match preview, match prediction, where I give my predicted starting 11 in this video and give my scoreline at the very end of the video. But before we do that, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel, turn notifications on, share the video, and let me know in the comments what your score prediction for this game will be, and do you think this game is a must-win game? Now, the most important thing to take when we're going into this, and something we knew well into the FA Cup game, was that Leicester City dropped points against Spurs. Jose Mourinho, the forefathers of Chelsea and Man United, the two teams that he manages, decided to do us a favour and beat Leicester City 3-0, and now it's up to Manchester United to capitalise on a team such as West Ham. Now, people are thinking that West Ham, just because they're in the relegation battle, just because they are not a great team, just because they have lost consistently over the period of time, this means that this is an easy game. I have a newsflash for you guys. This is not going to be an easy game. It's going to be very, very difficult, in fact, because not only are they fighting for their life, but they've also been in fantastic form. I do recall them beating Chelsea, and Chelsea whipped our ass last game. So we have a lot to do to go and beat West Ham. Now, the thing that for me gives the positive signs about West Ham, their defense to me is not the greatest asset, and they're not really that great attacking wise. But with recent found form, especially from Antonio, the West Ham player, they can cause serious problems to our defense, which has seemed vulnerable pretty much for the past 3 games, I would say. But it was definitely exposed against a team like Chelsea. So West Ham now have a blueprint on how to beat us, and it's up to them whether they can or not. This is going to be a much harder game than people predict. I'm going to go fully into the fact that there is a chance we can lose this game. Is this game a must-win? I think, to be fair, this is a must-win game. This is an absolutely crucial game, because not only will it take us above Leicester, it gives us the advantage going into the game against Leicester. In the end, that Leicester game will be the ultimate decider on what happens, at least with Manchester United. We can ignore what Chelsea are doing for the second, because maybe Chelsea can do us a favour as well by losing to Liverpool and to Wolves. But just leaving them out of the picture and focusing on us and what we have to do, if we beat these two teams in West Ham and Leicester, we have guaranteed ourselves top 4. That's the most important thing. We would guarantee ourselves top 4, and that's exactly what we need. And to be honest, that's the goal here. That is the absolute goal. So West Ham, even though it's going to be a tough game, even though last game didn't make us at all confident of what we can bring to West Ham, we know that Manchester United can have a good run of form when they're up to it. So now they just have to get up to it. Their players need to be up to it. The fans watching the game at home need to be up for it. We need to bring an atmosphere from home that resembles their performance over there. That's very hard to do, but I feel like in a game like this, where it's basically a must-win, I hope that these players can come together and provide a victory. But it is worrying. It is absolutely worrying, because last game was pretty much a must-win game as well, considering we basically went with our strongest team in the second half and we still lost. So we need to perform better. And you see players like Rashford and Bruno posting on Instagram about how devastated they are. I hope this doesn't become a carryover effect to the point where they're going to be basically sad the entire time and it's going to affect their performance. We need them to retaliate with a vengeance. We need clinicalness. We need attacking football. We need West Ham to fear us. We need them to adapt to us. That's what we need. When you have a bad game like Chelsea and you're losing in every facet of the game, you need to retaliate that game with a 4-5-0 performance. That's what you need to do. That's what the Manchester United of old, when Sir Alex Ferguson was running the show, that's what we would do. If we were losing to teams 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, you would come back the next game, and especially in a team like West Ham, you'd beat them 5-0. That's what Manchester United need to do in this game. Now, I don't really care the scoreline as long as the victory is in our grasp. I don't care if we had the worst performance of all time against West Ham. As long as we get the victory, I don't care if it's a 1-0 victory or a 6-0 victory, we need the victory here. That's the most important thing that we need to be focusing on. So hopefully Ollie has the team, hopefully the team is up for it, and everything goes smoothly, and we finally get to see Manchester United back on track against West Ham. So without further ado, let's go into the starting 11 I believe that Manchester United will go with in this game. Starting at the goalkeeper position. As much as people want to make a debate about Sergio Romero, how Sergio Romero is undervalued, how Sergio Romero is better than De Gea, I do not believe in the slightest that Ollie will pick Sergio Romero in this game. So I'm going with David De Gea. Yes, David De Gea had a very, very bad game last game. It's not defendable and it's inexcusable, and I understand that. But to tell me that Romero is a better goalkeeper, I think you have not seen Romero play a full season, so you can't make that judgment. You just can't. You can't make that judgment. You see him on a few games against lesser teams where, yes, he has played good. He's kept more clean sheets. But if you look at the opposition that the two teams had to face, it's a different story. And I know I can't defend David De Gea's mistake. No one can. There's no one in the world. People are blaming Victor Lindelof for the first goal. I agree, it is Victor Lindelof's fault, but David De Gea needs to save that shot. It's as simple as that. You blame both players. You don't say it's all Victor Lindelof's fault and you leave David De Gea with no criticism. Both of them deserve criticism on that goal. And Brandon Williams deserves criticism on the second goal. So David De Gea, he's not all to blame for that loss. And I don't agree with people just signaling him as the main reason why we lost. The main reason why we lost that game was that Chelsea were better than us. They were just purely on a different level than us for that game. We could talk about the 3 times that we beat them, but when it probably counted, again, especially in a team like this, when we're supposed to be a brand new team, when it probably meant the most to us besides the Premier League, we didn't beat them. So we have to look at our team, and hopefully we could just say it was a fluke or it was just an off night. But until they could prove to us that that's what it was, we have to accept the fact that maybe we're just not as good as the teams as we think we are. In the end, I don't want to go into the Chelsea game too much, but you know, when you bring David De Gea up, you instantly go to the Chelsea game because you know the criticism for David De Gea is going to be there. Going into another player that's been receiving a lot of criticism as of late is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who I believe will also start against West Ham. Now, Aidan Wan-Bissaka's been given a lot of stick over the last few games he's had. I think at least the last 5 games he's played, he's been rather not too great. I think he's been average at best, and I feel like the reason why he gets so much criticism is because when he does play average, considering how well he's played throughout the season, it's a big drop off, and you can notice. And I feel like the defense has suffered a lot from Aidan Wan-Bissaka's average performances. Now, for me personally, I think the guy's just tired. It's as simple as that. Like, just imagine playing nearly every single game, adapting to a new team. It's very, very tough for a player, and I'm surprised a player like Harry Maguire is able to play every single game, adapting to a new team. Obviously, probably higher training levels, higher work ethic, higher standards compared to Leicester, even though Leicester are higher on the table than us. I think Manchester United always expect the absolute maximum out of their players, and in the end, it's very tough to go to a new team and play a whole season with little to no rest, and Wan-Bissaka's had to do that. So of course, that is going, especially from a team like Crystal Palace to Man United, it's a big step up, and I do think the guy's a bit tired. So I hope he could just suck it up for at least the last 2 games, because I do think we're going to need him. Even his average performances are probably better than any right back that we have at the moment. So I just hope he could suck it up for a little bit and keep going. Maybe we'd give him a substitution out later on, but we definitely need him in this game. Going into the centre-back pairing, now people want to drop Victor Lindelof this game, and people want to say Harry Maguire doesn't deserve to play. Well, due to Eric Bailly's injury, and I want to say thank goodness it's not a bad injury. Unfortunately, Eric Bailly will not play the remainder of the season, so that's the 2 games that he's out. but that's due to concussion protocol, but everything seems to be okay. He's updated his Instagram and Twitter. He's thanked everybody for their support. I'm very, very glad to see that he is okay and that he can continue to play football. That's all that is, man. It looked really serious on that stretcher. Like it almost looked like he couldn't get up. So I'm very happy to hear that he's healthy at least, but he won't be playing. So the same pairing is Victor Lindelof. 2 goals where arguably he's been at fault for in the last 2 games. The one with Southampton, definitely one with Chelsea as well. So you need to think that hopefully he can improve. Now, to be honest, I don't think his overall performances have been bad for us. I just think that the goals that have been scored were his fault. But I really think in that Chelsea game, he was the best centre-back out there until the mistake. Same with Southampton. He was the best centre-back all game until Southampton scored on him. So for me, it's just not getting in a situation where he's forced to make a mistake. And if we can do that, and I think Victor Lindelof knows that he has to do that. He can't put himself in another situation where he's behind the man again. And if it does happen, then we're going to concede again. And we've seen it twice already. So I think Victor Lindelof is smart enough and aware enough that that mistake can't happen again. It's already happened twice. Giroud's a very, very tough player to play against. In my opinion, I think he's probably the best striker Chelsea have. I definitely think he's better than Tammy Abraham. But you have to also consider that he's not exactly the fastest player. So we didn't read the scouting report against Olivier Giroud, and in the end it cost us. So Victor Lindelof needs to read the scouting report. He needs to know that West Ham's wingers and strikers are pacey players that can also hold the ball up sometimes as well. So I feel like they're going to target Victor Lindelof, and it's going to be up to him to see whether or not we can actually have a good defensive game, because I think he's the key to this game. And next up, Harry Maguire. Now, I think Harry Maguire, this is going to be a basic standard game for him. He's going to clear out all the headers. He's going to pass the ball to the left back, and he's just going to do what he usually does. I think that's all I really need from him in this game. I don't think West Ham are going to be a team that could beat Harry Maguire aerially. They're going to have to try and beat him for pace, and we definitely know that Harry Maguire, if there's a pacey player coming at him, he can definitely get beaten. So we need to make sure that we can cover all grounds here. And that leads to both the left back and the CDM to help him out, because in the end, it's not all the centre back's fault if there's strikers coming at them. At the end of the day, that's what a CDM is there for, to break up the play. And if they fail to break up the play, then the centre backs are vulnerable. And in the end, you can't have that. You can't have that. The centre backs are the last line of defence, and they need to be the one that clears the ball, not the one that has to do the defending from the midfield. Anyway, left back position, I think I'm going to go for Luke Shaw. Now, he had a swollen ankle, so that's the reason why he didn't play against Chelsea and Southampton. But surely a swollen ankle by now should be completely resolved. Now, I don't know if there's any underlying injuries. I didn't look at Ollie's press conference this week, so I don't know what he said about Luke Shaw. But the one thing that I know is that we definitely miss Luke Shaw. We need him in the team. Offensively, he's a threat, and defensively, he's been very good as well. Now, if you're looking for just a defensive left back, I don't mind playing Brandon Williams, but unfortunately, attacking-wise, he leaves something to be desired. There's not much attacking-wise for Brandon Williams on the left back position. I think he's a much better right back when it comes to attacking, but we need both here. We definitely need both. We need all attacking power that we can use. So I really hope Luke Shaw is fit enough to play this game. I think Manchester United did the right thing not playing him against Chelsea and not playing him against just not playing him against Chelsea. I just think that's the greatest news, because hopefully it means that he's fit enough for this game, and that's where we're going to need him most. Going into the CDM position, I've gone with Nemanja Now, Scott McTominay, in my opinion, had a good game against Southampton. He didn't play here, and Fred wasn't great either last game. So Matic, in my opinion, has been the most consistent player, however, so he needs to start, and I think it's a must, and I think Ollie knows, and he probably will start Nemanja Matic. I don't know what I could say about our midfield and why they're playing so poorly over the past month or so, but the starting midfield has been extremely well for us, and when it comes to a crucial do-or-die basic game like this, it's essential that we pick our best players. So, in my opinion, Matic is one of our best players, and he needs to start. Also, Paul Pogba, who got rested for Chelsea. Unfortunately, he came on in the second half to try and get a result out of this FA Cup fixture. and he didn't get all the rest that he probably should have. But we're going to need him here, and as he's essential. Even in his bad games, he's a much better presence on the pitch than a Fred and a McTominay. I think people are finally starting to catch on to what Fred and McTominay are, and they're not really a threat attacking-wise. Now, Scott McTominay can shoot the ball, but he's never in the position to do it because we play him so deep. So in the end, they're not threats offensively, and I feel like that it plays to West Ham's hands. We need all the attacking threats that are possible. Next up, Bruno Fernandes, the number 10. He got a goal against Chelsea. Again, even when he's not at the greatest of play, he gets a goal. It's a fantastic penalty as well. And I think he needs to have a good game here as well. I feel like Bruno is probably just as tired as everybody else. Just imagine coming in for 6 months of the season and playing every single game. It's tough, man. It's not easy, but we definitely need him, and that's why he plays. Next season, I think we're going to see a much better Bruno Fernandes. A much better Bruno Fernandes. But the fact that he's putting up stats in 6 months that most players don't get through an entire season speaks volumes for how good of a player he is. And things will only get better, and I think that's the most positive thing you can take out of a player like Bruno Fernandes. He's adapted quickly, but just imagine when he adapts properly. There you go. That's going to be a fantastic sight to see. But for West Ham, it's an absolute must. Going into the starting three, I feel like the trio needs to be exactly the same as it was against pretty much every other team. Mason Greenwood on the right. At the end of the day, he hasn't had the greatest season. We can all agree with that. It's not been great. But he was on fire. He had a very good run of form when the Premier League returned. And all he needs is one shot. And West Ham, they could definitely give him that one shot. So all it takes for one shot and the game changes. And Mason Greenwood, even if he's not in the game, if he just takes his opportunity, he gets a goal, things change. And Mason Greenwood needs to be in this game regardless of how good or bad he's playing, because all it takes is one. All it takes is one shot, one opportunity, a goal, and that can change everything for us. Going into the left wing position, I've gone with Marcus Rashford. Again, a great performance. I think he was one of the better players against Chelsea, but that's not saying much because a lot of players were just shocking. But Southampton was probably his best game I've seen of him, and we're going to need that against West Ham once again. This is probably going to be a tougher game. I know Southampton gave us a draw, but this game means a lot more to us than probably what Southampton did. So we're going to need that game. We're going to need that game. We're going to need his best, and we're going to need the best from his player standing next to him, and they always seem to link up extremely well. Anthony Martial, the number 9, the guy that people love to give criticism to. He didn't play much against Chelsea, but again, he wasn't really present in the game. Chelsea did very good with 3 at the back to nullify our attack. But Martial, it's a big game for him now too, because I think he needs to show up as much as everybody else. If we could get these teammates to show up and these players to show up for this game, and we win this game, I really think top 4 is going to be a very solid favourite for us. Leicester have dropped points. Chelsea will versus Liverpool. Chelsea will versus Wolves, and we have to beat Leicester. So in the end, this is in our hands. We have the ball in our court. Are we going to throw it back to the teams underneath us or the team above us at the moment and say, here you go, take the ball, we'll settle for the Europa League? Or are we going to actually take the ball and run, go to third, stay in third, lock in third, and actually show that there's improvement made for within this squad? And I hope that's what we do. We need to get our act together. We need to fight for this game. We need to fight as a team. The team needs to come together and show that no matter what bad performance comes our way, that we will always be ready to fight when it's called upon. And it's called upon here. We're calling for a fight. We need a fight for a team. And this is what we need to do. All Manchester United players, heed the message, man. We need to fight this game. We need the best of the best. If West Ham gets dirty, down to the dirt, you need to do the same. You need to go and get at them just as much as they will get at you. I hope that we can answer that call, and I hope the team has it in them and has the mentality to go out and make an impact for this game. No more wasted opportunities. There's only 2 games left. You only get 2 more opportunities. Once the one opportunity is gone, do you really believe that they could go and get the second opportunity? It's as simple as that. This is probably the best opportunity that we have. We have to go and take it. If we miss this opportunity, then Leicester I truly don't believe we'll beat Leicester if we don't beat West Ham. So that's just the way that I see it. Anyway, my score prediction, I'm going to go the same result I went for Chelsea. I'm going for a Manchester United 3-2 victory. I think West Ham are going to have to fight, and I think they will fight. And they've been in fantastic form, and I truly think that they will get goals on us. Now it's up to us to get goals for them. And I do think when it comes to attack versus attack, we have the better attack, and that's why I see us winning this game. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments, what is your match prediction? Have a wonderful and safe day. Take care and peace.